And now, Chapter 18 from The Last Boy on Earth, The Bear Circer. From the Journal of Brady Smith. We've been here for 4 days and things are looking better. Kaylee and I have helped Joe get back on his feet, but the diabetes has given him some problems with his legs, and he needs a cane most of the time. He can only walk short distances before needing to sit down. Even though I think he used to be a strong man, he's kind of fragile now. We've been in his radio room and we've spent some time troubleshooting his transmitter. If he wasn't here, in his own words, we wouldn't stand an ice cube's chance in hell getting that transmitter working again. He said something about capacitors and circuit boards being fried by power spikes from the electrical power going on and off so often out here in the country. I spent 3 hours servicing the generator, using the manuals he had in his filing cabinet. He was pretty impressed that a 14-year-old could do such a thing, but the world is full of surprises these days. We've all been getting focused on getting the transmitter ready, but it's been nice to be out here, away from the city, away from Grendel. Joe insists that we call him Joe, and that's kind of cool anyway. I like his attitude. He swears a lot. I mean, he could string together a line of obscenities better than anyone I've ever met, and he thinks God is against him. Whenever something goes a little wrong, like when we tried to find the fried capacitor on the circuit board, he needed a magnifying glass because his vision has been nearly destroyed by what Kaylee calls diabetic retinopathy, and he said, God doesn't want me to see. He's taken away my sight. I'm nearly blind. I could barely walk. I can't eat without risking death. Why has he done this to me? Crazy, right? But he's wicked smart, and that's what we need right now. If he's angry with God, that's his business. The transmitter should be ready to try tonight. We talk a lot once work is done and the sun goes down. Joe has a back deck with a fire pit next to it, and we light a big fire and hang out for hours. He's been telling us that if we're going to survive, we've got to become hunter-gatherers and farmers, live like the pioneers did when people first came to this land. When we're not working on the transmitter or a generator and he's not taking a nap, he goes through his library, finding books he says we're going to need. How-to books, manuals, farming almanacs, and living off the land books. You can't live on the remains of civilization. You've got to live closer to nature, or you'll get soft and die young. You have to survive. Oh, and have a lot of babies. Can't forget them. And then in the next breath, he'll say something like, the world's probably better off without all the people anyway. There were too damn many of us. Billions and billions. The world's a better place without them. Well, people are like a virus to the planet, polluting it, poisoning the water and air, burning every fossil fuel they could. 7 billion people. I mean, think about it. Maybe the mass die-off is Mother Nature's answer to global warming. Hell, who knows? Who cares? And so he hates people, but he likes persons, if that makes sense. He wants us to survive, says we can make a better world this time. I hope he's right. There's something I need to write about, really, because I can't tell anyone, at least not yet. 2 nights ago, I wasn't able to get to sleep. We'd all been sleeping in Joe's house. Max sleeps with Kaylee in a small bedroom at the top of the stairs, and Joe has his bedroom. But I sleep on the couch. I think Max has pretty much adopted Kaylee and abandoned me. That's okay. Couldn't sleep, and when I looked at my watch, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And since I couldn't sleep, I thought I'd go out to the Life Seeker and find my MP3 player. I haven't listened to it for a while now, but it usually helps me drift off. I quietly slipped out of the house and found myself under a roof of stars brighter and deeper than any night sky I'd ever seen before in my life. It was cold out, and I was shivering, but the northern lights were on fire above me in great wavering sheets of greens and blues. It was like every star was set to extra twinkle and was putting on a show just for me. For a minute, I forgot that I was standing with both of my feet planted firmly on the earth. I was up there, if that doesn't sound too crazy. Like some unseen hands were lifting me up somehow. It lasted for just a minute, but I think about that minute a lot now, like it was a sample of things to come that was being shown to me for a reason. I don't know. Anyway, I got into the Life Seeker and found my music player. As I closed the door to leave, I saw that I was face to face with a big creature. It was dark except for the light the universe showered down on me. My eyes were adjusted enough to the dark to tell that this was a huge black bear. He was standing on his two hind legs, his front legs hanging loose by his sides like arms. I nearly soiled myself right then and there. I had no weapons and no idea what I should do, so I did the best thing I knew how. I didn't do anything. I just stood there and looked away, hoping the bear didn't take a swipe at me with those massive paws. And that's when the weird thing happened. I heard the bear in my head. Kinda like when I used to hear the whisperers. It wasn't like he had human words, nothing like that, but I could sense that he was curious, and that he meant no harm to me. I felt and understood at the same time, so in my heart I felt, and in my mind I thought, please don't hurt me. He sent this thought to me. No hurt, curious, wondering. Things are different now. I opened my mind to him, thinking and feeling. What do you want to know? He answered with an emotion and a direction. You. I'm Brady, I thought. Brady. You are human, not Brady. Brady is my name, I thought. Name? What is name? What others call me, I thought. What is your name? I thought again. No name, just me. Where are all the people? Gone. Dead. Sickness. He sniffed the air around me, shoving his great head to one side of mine and then to the other. You do not mean to harm me? He asked. No. Do you wish to harm me? I asked. People are like bears now. Few. Yes, I answered. Things not like before. You, me, same. Yes, I thought. Good, the bear answered, and I could sense he was very pleased with the idea. Animals in forest, changing. People go, animals change to something else. I change to something else. Used to eat, drink, sleep. Now I think much. Now I think even when I sleep. Dreams, I thought. You dream when you sleep. Thinking when you sleep is called dreaming. Dreams? He questioned. I dream when I sleep. Are dreams real? He asked. No, I answered, except you can sometimes remember them. But I remember dreams. If I remember something, it is real, the bear reasoned. I was becoming very tired. Thinking and feeling as a way of communication is exhausting. The bear lowered itself to all fours and walked to the house door. Den? Wooden cave? He asked. Yes, with my people inside. I watch you all night by the hot light. So few people. Sad for you. Thanks. 4-footers, growlers, growing in numbers in forests and field. Growl and prowl, snap and snip. Used to live with people. Now live together and hunt. Even hunt me. Kill just to kill, not to eat. Danger everywhere. World changes. I wondered what he meant, and then it was clear. Dogs. Were-dogs. These creatures, they're called dogs. Were-dogs. They used to be dogs, but they've changed, and they hunt together in the packs. They're dangerous, yes, even to you. The bear snorted and thought to me, I am strong. I kill them if they bite and growl at me. I kill them. I am strong. Bear. As he thought this, I swear he grew 3 or 4 inches. It was like when he was angry or excited, he got bigger. I was afraid he'd grow into the size of a grizzly. As I watched him expand, I thought to myself, make sure he knows you're on his side. Good, I thought. You're a great bear. You're a bear-circer. He questioned with a deep burst of puzzlement. Bear-circer? A warrior. You fight until they're all dead. You never give up. You fight. If a bear can smile, this one did. He stood on his hind legs again and approached me. And then he laid one massive paw on my quivering shoulder and thought, brother. Immediately I put my hand on his shoulder, and it was as far as I could reach. I replied in thought and strong emotion, friend. Name? He asked. Name? You want to know your name? The bear thought, yes, you name me, in no uncertain terms. And so I had to give him a name, and I wondered what to call a bear you meet in the middle of the night after civilization has taken a nosedive, and I remembered one of my favorite books, The Hobbit. There was a cool bear in that book, Bjorn. He was a man sometimes, and other times he could shapeshift into a bear. You're Bjorn. Bjorn Bear-circer, he thought, and pleasure was in his mind. I could tell that he wasn't quite sure who he was. It was like he had been just an animal before, and now he had awakened a part of his mind that he had never used, and maybe a lot of animals were beginning to fill in the blanks that people had left. Maybe when one species falls, another rises to take its place somehow. Isn't that a natural law or something? Now that he had a name, he could look at himself as a person, an individual. And as the stars began to fall around the northern lights and they lessened, I thought to him, friend, Bjorn, the were-dogs want to kill us. They follow a monstrous master. We're in danger if they find us, and I think they will find us soon. The great bear threw his head into the air and opened his gaping maw wide, exposing rows of huge white teeth, visible even in the near darkness. And then he thought with intensity, I watch, I wait, I fight, brother. I can't ask you to fight them for me, but if you see them coming near, could you warn me, if you're still near this place? I watch, I guard, I see, I warn, I fight. He was stumbling with this newly found form of communication, and I wasn't able to speak with him on any higher, more sophisticated manner, but it was enough. He was my friend now. I don't know what I ever did to earn the friendship of an expanding Maine black bear, but I was pleased to have it. We need all the friends we can get. Sleep now, dream, remember, he thought. And with that he dropped down on all fours and walked away into the darkness, his own form like a small patch of midnight making him disappear instantly. I went back inside, and strangely enough, I slept more deeply than I've slept since before the abandonment. I didn't even know if all this really had happened. It all presents itself as a dream, but as the bear-circer said to me, if I can remember something, it must be real. End of chapter.